Okay, I went to the local bakery and I'm gonna go in here and see what they have as far as the cost of their pies. Hey, how are you doing? Oh no, I missed the kolaches this morning. I guess just give me, do y'all have any donut hoes? You do? Give me a dozen donut hoes and I'll take one of those sausage, egg, and cheese. So that was a quick trip to the bakery. And there I saw the prices of their pies, and I was just absolutely shocked at the prices. The cheapest pie that I saw there was $18. The most expensive was $35. The $18 was a Cool Whip based. All of those were Cool Whip based. They like a lemon ice box, so Cool Whip with lemon juice or lime juice. Nothing spectacular on a graham cracker crust. The more expensive ones were more like they had a real crust with them and possible and baked, like pecan pies or something to that nature. It doesn't really cost that much to make those pies. And what I want to do is I want to show you the actual cost to make the pie at home as opposed to buying them at a bakery. Now they do a really good job. I love those people. They're just really excellent people and they always provide good food. However, I don't care for their pies that are dough crust. They don't seem to get them crunchy. They're not flaky. They're kind of doughy when you get them. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and we're going to look at the price of what it actually costs to make it as opposed to buying it at a store. So I'm bringing you along. You want to start by bringing in your flour, sugar, and salt. So 3/4 cup of sugar is converted into 6 ounces. Those were 5.3 cents an ounce for a total of 31.8 cents. The next is 5 tablespoons of flour. Those tablespoons are converted into ounces, which gives us 2.5 ounces. That was 4.1 cent per ounce for a total of 10 cents per ounce. We're at 31.8 cents at this time. The next step is salt. I'm not going to calculate salt. A pinch of salt doesn't take a whole lot. So this actually calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Make sure that your crust is browning while you're doing this to save you time. Like I said, I'm not going to calculate that. We'll give it a penny just to save, but it doesn't even cost that. So 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Next is 1.5 cups of whole milk. That breaks down into 12 ounces. Those are 2.9 cents an ounce for a total of 35 cents. Then we're going to use eggs. Now I use my eggs for my chickens, but if you're buying them from the store, those come out to 35.2 cents each for a total of $1.06. Now in a separate bowl, you're going to see me separating the egg whites from the yolks. The yolks will go into the pie itself. The egg whites will go into the meringue. So put those in a separate bowl, in which I'm using the mixing bowl here to easily separate those. Now that the eggs are separated, put them under the mixer and let those start whipping. No sugar at this point, just the eggs. This is on low heat, and I'm mixing up everything to make sure it's all combined. From this moment on, when you turn on this heat, you have to continuously stay at it, and you are going to monitor this until it thickens up. It will become a pudding consistency. Okay, at this point it has started to thicken up, so I went ahead and started adding the coconut flakes. coconuts ended up for this 7-ounce bag was $1.96 for 7 ounces. That ends up being 28 cents an ounce, and I use about 3 ounces in mine. Different people use different amounts, so depends on how much coconut you like inside your pie. Then stir it in and just save whatever you do, just make sure you save a little coconut for the topping. I did also add a capful of vanilla flavoring, and now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of butter. The butter ended up costing 12 cents for that 1 teaspoon. Once it becomes a pudding texture, then you just want to pour it into a cooked pie shell. Now while that was cooking, I've had this the egg whites in the blender, and they're nice and fluffy. So at this point I'm going to add the sugar to it. Usually the recipe calls for 4, but I always like a little bit more, so I put 6 tablespoons of sugar, and that ends up costing 6 cents. And as always, when I'm trying to do this, Richard is in the background watching something Aggies, either baseball, basketball, or football, and right now is baseball season, so you're going to hear the Aggies in Missouri playing at this time. So just be sure to mix up the sugar and make sure everything's stirred up really well. Last thing you want to do is bite into a piece of meringue that is not sweetened and it's just egg whites. It doesn't really have a good flavor to it. I've done that more than once. So make sure to stir it up and then put it on the pie. Now the pie shells ended up being $2.77 per pack, and they had 2 of them, so they were $1.39 each. So add a little of the coconut to the top so that just makes it pretty, and then bake it in the oven at 350 until it is toasted on top. In the comments below, please tell me what kind of pie is your favorite. Mine is the coconut cream pie. Now that the pie is done, let's look at the total cost of this pie. So the grand total to make it was $4.29. That's what it costs to make it if you use Walmart and you use the generic brands. Now, of course, it didn't cost me that much because I didn't have to pay the egg cost of $1.06, so mine was actually cheaper. But it is substantially, that is a difference from, let's say the minimal cost of that pie was $18 at the bakery, so that is a $13.71 difference. And honestly, that pie is much better than what you get at the bakery. It's homemade. So let's see what Richard has to think about it. Hey, sugar.
Oh, thank you.
It's Frost at the plate. He was a pinch runner earlier this inning.
Yummy. Very good.
Good job.
Showing bunt.
Not going to get much excitement out of Richard, so I think I'll just give it a shot and see how it tastes myself. Just remember, do what you can to save as much money as you can. And as always, today's dreams are tomorrow's future. So dream big and make it happen. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave us comments. I appreciate it.